Namaste!
I'm Carson,
YoaKim,
and Terris from the Netflix series So Not Worth It.
and today we're going to be answering 5 Lucky Fans questions.
here on KHIGH.
It's so hard.
Oh, there were a lot of cameos, yeah. I really liked Ha's cameo because that was the first one I saw. I heard like we're gonna have these cameos, but I didn't have the experience to like doing the cameo, and then I saw the Ha scene, and it was really funny. See him singing and be like, oh, for real.
It was pretty funny. Dong, we when we did the quiz show, I believe in episode 6, he came out as our host, and he hosts so many shows here in Korea, and it was just cool to actually be able to work with him in person, and I don't know, it was just fun and sort of like looking at an idol.
My favorite cameo was Youngjae because I actually filmed a variety show with him, and I didn't know that he had a cameo in our show. So when he showed up, first it was just his back, but just from him doing his little 하나 둘 셋, 하나 둘 셋, I knew exactly who it was, and I was like, what? What are you doing here?
Yeah, actually, none of us were there on the day that he filmed.
No, none of us.
I was surprised. I didn't know about him either. Well, there were quite a few. Minnie had a really fun energy when she goes to meet the cousin's boyfriend, and she has to say this line, but she kind of hesitated, and out didn't came a word, just this sound, and it sounded like "pop," just this abrupt "pop," and I thought it was so funny, and I just cracked up right away, and I just kept saying it. Like every time she NG'd from that point on, I was like, "Pop, pop, 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 pop."
And now it's become like an inside joke. Like
an
we'll
inside
just
joke.
randomly be on like Kakao chat and be like, "Hey Minnie," she's like, "Yeah."
When we go, I think to Hyunmin's house in the countryside, the shirt I'm actually wearing is not a full shirt. It's just like
The collar.
It's just like the collar and like this strap. So I felt like I was wearing like
A
Yeah,
bra.
I felt like I was wearing like a bra. It was just like the collar to like hide under the sweater. So I was not wearing a shirt. I don't know. It just felt like extra cold. So it was weird, but
Also, that place, it was some kind of hostel, usually.
yeah.
And they always had like barbecues there, so the cats in the area knew that. So when we barbecued, they kept coming like cats.
The cats smelled that meat from like who knows how far
Yeah,
away.
miles away, and they came and like they can't walk in while we shoot. So I'll try to entertain the cats, and I was like, no, and give them meat to keep them entertained. But that was fun as well. Yeah.
One time I was filming with me, Sewon, and Minnie, and somehow, I think it was the scene that we were filming with Youngjae where he was being like a K-pop idol, where, Mickey took those pictures. I don't know if it was that day or another day, but somehow we got on the topic of like idols. And come to find out, me, Sewon, and Minnie were all hardcore Super Junior fans in middle school. And we did not, I haven't met that many people necessarily that are like die-hard Super Junior. Like I was die-hard Super Junior and so were they. And it was just funny like us being like, no way, you like what? Okay, let's start with the audition process. I don't think that there was anything different. Even like Korean actors and foreign actors in Korea, we have pretty much the exact same process. If there's a role that your image is fit for, then usually an agency or somebody will contact you letting you know, like, are you available to audition? If you say yes, then you'll receive a script. You prepare the script and you go audition. And if it's for a bigger project, then you could be seeing maybe 2 to 3 rounds of auditions and then, get your result.
On the topic of diversity in Korean media, well, we have to think about the fact that Korea is a homogenous country and most of the roles are written for Korean people. So as foreign actors, yes, there is a lack of roles that we can do a lot of the times, but if I were to look at it on the other side of a coin, there are roles that only we can do. Hopefully with shows like So Not Worth It, maybe other directors will see the MV and will think like, oh, okay, maybe I can entrust a foreigner with a bigger role. And so hopefully more roles will open up in the future. Now, I think this may be the question we get the most, honestly. Maybe at first I felt like, okay, these two people are idols, so it's gonna be so hard to talk to them, or it's just gonna be like this light that I can never touch type thing. But they were both super down to earth for me, and Youngjae, I mean, even though he's Korean, he has sort of this like foreign aura.
Like he lived abroad.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but he's very down to earth and very open. So, like, I never felt like I'm foreign and you're Korean. I never got that feeling from him, and it was very easy to talk to him. He would try to speak English. I don't know, it was just a really good time, and all the scenes I had with Youngjae were easy, super fun to film. He was always fun and helpful. I just had a great time. Minnie, same thing, she speaks good enough English. She would always try, and maybe it's because she's also a foreigner, she goes through a lot of the same struggles that we go through. Like, we totally clicked on, like, feeling the difficulties of learning a Korean script. It's one thing being good at speaking Korean normally, but memorizing Korean lines and then having to say them with a certain emotion, it's tough sometimes. And, like, I don't know, there was just, like, this unspoken, like, I understand you. Overall, it was super great. They're very lovely people, and, I'm glad that we're friends.
I just have to say, like, there's not many more jobs than the K-pop idol job that I respect more, because, they work so hard, and while we were filming our show, both Minnie and Youngjae were still working on their music careers as we were filming, so they literally had double jobs, as well as, who knows, they've got so many things that go into their work, photo shoots, interviews, this, that, music, even if they weren't recording music, they were probably writing music or practicing vocals, so on top of everything, because I mean, we would also say that, it was, a lot of hard work that we had to put into this show. They were doing that plus more. So I have nothing but respect. I mean, they were always on set, just like rays of sunshine. They were always so like bright and happy, in a good mood.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I can't really add anymore. It's just those two things. They're super down to earth and humble, but still like they're super professional.
Yeah.
So they're so hardworking. So you get along with them, super good friends. And then since they're so professional, it's really easy to work with because they just do it right away what they need to do.
They definitely like inspire me to like work even harder.
Mm-hmm. And inspiration. Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, a 3-part question.
Yeah, long.
So let's start with the first part, which is your dream role. I think as an actor, you never want to be like, this is the one role. Like, of course, we always want to play so many different types of roles. But like in this very moment, a role that I would really like to take on would be like something sci-fi, something that's not like real life, something that's definitely fiction. And that has to do with action, whether that be like a horror movie or an action hero movie. Like, I'm up for anything. Just I want it to be super fiction. Right.
I mean, sort of similar. I really want to do a show like, I don't know if you guys have seen like Umbrella Academy. It's sort of superhero-esque, like something with superpowers, if that makes sense. I want to have like some type of weird ability and just be able to do something. I don't know. I think it would just be cool to have a weird personality with some awesome superpower.
You can be Mr. Beanie. Mr. Beanie.
The power of the beanie.
The power of the beanie. It changes colors.
Like a mood ring.
A mood ring. It's a mood beanie. What mood is
yellow?
Yellow?
Because I'm happy that I'm talking to all of you.
Yellow is mellow. Sorry. My dream role. I mean, like Carson said, I don't have a dream role. Like, you don't want like one role as an actor. But I would really like to do independent films. Like,
do something really like raw.
Yeah, really, really raw. Really like, these handheld kind of gritty things. I really want to do one of those things. Yeah.
And then second part of the question, I would love to do a classic rom-com. Like a classic romance comedy, K-drama. Some of my all-time favorite like dramas are that, and I love, like Weightlifting Fairy, Kim Bok-ju, like something that's just so sweet and funny and cute. I would love to do something like that, because I feel like that's kind of like what you think of when you think of like a K-drama at times.
Definitely rom-coms are a huge market.
Yeah.
I really liked the Ungdapara series.
Yeah.
I think it's Reply in English.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't know how a foreigner might go into one of those shows. I'm sure there were foreigners in the past, and I'm not sure what year would be prime to do for me, but...
They can do a 90s. Have they done a 90s one?
I think they did 94.
90, oh yeah, that's right.
But, I don't know, somehow I would really love to be part of this series. I don't know, I love seeing that, like, older side of Korea, like some things that have sort of disappeared now. I don't know, I think it would be really cool to be a part of it.
I would like to start in a historic drama, wear those fancy, like traditional Korean clothes and maybe
be on the horse.
Be on a horse and do that. They speak in a traditional Korean way, and I really wanna try that way of speaking. And it would definitely be a challenge.
I mean, yeah, maybe it could be like one of those like spreaders of religion in the past, because I mean, they did exist in Korea. Possible.
전하.
통축하여 주시옵소서.
And then the third part of the question was, do you have any upcoming projects? I can say, I think I've been working in the Korean market as far as acting for the longest time out of us. That's 5 years. And it really is normal. I mean, like we said earlier, we're in a country where, the majority of people are Korean. And so the opportunity for foreigners like us to get a role is not really common. So typically you just kind of wait around and, brush up on new skills, practice your acting, practice your pronunciation, maybe do an accent class, to learn different, because in Korea we also have accents, do anything that could maybe possibly help you for a future role,
And also like these projects, like, I don't know how it's for you, but I never had a project like, in 6 months from now, I'm gonna do this big role. Like, they always come so sudden. Like, suddenly it's just next month we're gonna have a shoot. So now it's a part of the grind. Just, we don't have anything planned, we're just waiting and honing our skills. But that's a part of it.
And I don't know if it always is like this, but oddly for me, when I get one job, that's when they all like to happen at the same time. And then it's just like...
Yeah, we usually say that like in this type of work, we have like busy seasons and off seasons. So like I would say right now, especially because of the world pandemic, we are on an off season.
It was nice answering your questions, so we had a lot of fun. And I would love to hear some more questions. So if you have any more, just hit us.
Part two? Part two?
Talk to you again soon. Thank you for tuning in.
So thank you guys so much. You've been watching KHIGH.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.